Hello everyone, so in this video we are going to see about STL set. So if you have seen my previous videos on STL, it is quite similar to how we use functions in a map. The only difference is in map we have a key value kind of thing. The set only contains one numbers, like for example you can have a integer set, and the property of set is that the elements in the set can only be present once. For example, if you are adding suppose 3 two times, it will be only one. So it will kind of used in a lot of things where you want to find a unique count or something like that. So functions that the set use are mostly same as what map are. So if you have not seen my video of map, I have actually separately explained in the map video what all functions it contains. So here I am just going to make it a quick video because a lot of stuff will be repeated. All the functions are also quite same how they are used. So I'm just giving you a running example here. I have already written the code, so I will just walk through it and we'll just see what all functions we have used. So let's get started. So I have written the code. First of all, I have written this show set function, which is at any point going to print what my set contains. So it is very similar how the how we traverse elements in a container or in a container STL that we have already seen in case of list, vector, map. So here you are just going to define the set like this. So this is the type of element that it contains. Then you just give the name, and we are using a equal to function or equal to operator here to assign the one value of set to another. So here we are passing empty, and in the G set we are just assigning it. So this equal to is used for that. Then for iterator we define it like that. So if if you are using any kind of container, you have to define the iterator like that. Then I am just doing a traversal from begin index to end index. So this begin function and end function are basically used to find the begin iterator position and end iterator position. So end is not exactly the end element, but after end, so you have to go before that. So you're just using a simple loop and printing the value of this. So this is a very basic traversal. If you have seen my previous videos, this you won't find it hard. I'll also link down the complete series, STL series. So if you're coming here directly, you can go and watch that first. Now let's just get started. This is my main function. So as I already told you how I am defining the set and the iterators. So let's just come into the first basic basic function, which is insertion. How will you insert a thing, right? So you can just use an insert function, and inside you can give the element. So here you see that I have actually inserted 2 twice, but in the map you will only get it once because it does not contain duplicate. So even if you try to insert 2 5 times, it will only appear 1 when you actually try to print it. So I have actually called the function that prints the element. So once I'll run this, we will see that what the function what the first show set is containing. So it will contain, and yeah, one thing more, as you have already seen in case of, so this is a normal set, right, not unordered set. So here the values will be sorted. Like for example, the output of this should be 2 3 4 5. We have already seen the difference of map and unordered map, which is pretty much same for set and unordered set. So you can go and watch that video if you want to figure out what is the difference between set and unordered set. So yeah, then the next is find. So here I have in the iterator that we defined earlier, it1 and it2, I am using the find function. So find will return just the address. So if that value is actually present, it will return you the iterator position. Otherwise it will return you the end position. So similarly, the same way I'm actually using this this particular find function to see if the entry is present or not. So I am comparing it with the end. So as I already told you, if your element is not present, it will return you the end position. So you can, in the if loop, compare it with the end. If it is equal to end, then entry is not present, otherwise entry is present. So here I have stored 2 elements, right, 2 iterator positions, Then I can use the erase function to erase the range. You can also use erase on one element. So if I just give mp.erase it, so it will just erase the 2. But here what I'm actually doing is erasing a whole whole range. So here this 2, 3, 4, 5 will be deleted from start to end. Then what I'm doing is I'm just inserting 2 more values to show you some other functions. So let's just see. So this upper bound and lower bound functions are very important. So what it does is the upper bound, when the element is actually present, so we see that we have inserted 11, right? So when the element is actually present, what it will do is it will then also return the next upper element. So in this case also it will return 14, and if the element is not present, then also it will return the upper bound, that is 14, what is the next highest element. When you are doing this upper bound for an element that is the highest, for example, no element which is higher than this is present, so it will simply return the size of the set, right? So here whatever the size of the set will be, it will be returned. Now let's just come to lower bound function. So lower bound function, the only difference is when you are using lower bound on a value that is already present, you will just get the same value because that was present. When you are using the lower bound function on the value that is not present, it will give you the value that is the next greater value. And similarly, if you are using a value that exceeds, it will simply give you the size. Then I have just printed it out. The other functions that you can use are, so here you are using the size function, right? The size function is used to print the size. Similarly, you can check whether the function is empty or not. So for that is empty function is used. So all these functions actually are covered in detail in the map video, so that's why I'm explaining it really fast, because I don't want a lot of duplicate things here. Similarly, you can use clear function to clear that out. So let's just run and just see whatever we have seen in theory in action. So yeah, so initially let's just go from the start. You remember that we have inserted 2 twice, but it has only come once. Then we actually deleted from 2 to 5, so excluding 5, like from 2 to 3, 2 to 4 it will be deleted. And then we inserted 11 and 14, right? Then we saw the upper bound function. We ran upper bound on 11, so it comes out to be 14. Then 13, which was not present, again it comes out to be 14. Then 17, because this element was the highest, it will come out to be 3, which is the size. Then we ran the lower bound function. So for 11, the key that is already present, the lower bound will be the key itself. Then the lower bound on the function which is not on the value which is not present, so it will come out to be the next highest value. Then 17, again it will be 3, and then we printed out the set. So I will also put the link of this code in description, so you can go and check it out. If you want to know about any other function that you might have heard of that I have not covered here, you can just comment down below. So I hope this is clear. I will highly recommend for you guys to practice it on their own, and also see my map video if you have not seen that, because there I have clearly explained everything. So I'll just quickly generate a URL to put in the description. If you have any queries, just let me know and subscribe to my channel. Bye.